Welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's reading. So this reading is going to be working with the archetype cards first of all. So the archetype cards are going to give you a little bit of information about you, your personality, things about you. So if what comes out resonates with the type of person that you are, then this is your reading. If it doesn't seem to sound like you at all, then it's probably not your reading. So I'm trying to get it to be as specific as possible for this particular reading, okay? If you would like to have one of these archetype readings for yourself personally, have a look in the description box. My details are in there to get in touch for a personal reading. And if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to my channel as well. So let's get into it then. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards first of all to pick out the cards that resonate with you. So in this moment, like I say, like and subscribe, that helps me to connect with your energy, but also if you can really just sit and be as open as possible, you know, just really try and avoid any distractions around you at this time. Just channel into this video so that we can really get as much information as possible for you today. If you've got a particular situation going on in your life right now, then this might be why this video has found you today. And we'll see if we can get some information out there for you on that. Okay, so we've got three here, actually. We've got Guide, Scribe, and Hermit. And let's just get one more, as this relates to you. And then we're going to have a little look and just see what type of person you are. That was Judge. That might come out again. I'm not going to take all of those. I'm just going to pick one out the centre. Otherwise, we're going to end up having lots more than we need. Father. Okay, so this could potentially be a masculine that I'm talking to right now, or you identify as a masculine, as we have father on here. So the light attributes, or you could be female as well. You may show up as a father kind of figure in someone's life somewhere. Light attributes is talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So somebody that is like the head of the family, basically. I'm getting a feeling that this could be someone that is a single parent. Perhaps a lot falls on you in terms of looking after children, but I do feel that this is somebody that does have children. You are somebody that has children. Shadow attributes is dictatorial control, abuse of authority. So basically, you know, just like you're not going out in that kind of thing. Or, you know, we all have the light and the dark attributes within us, and when you are a parent, sometimes you have to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Do you know what I mean? You can't all be love and light. So I believe the person watching this is either a father themselves or shows up as a father figure in their life somewhere for people around them. I do feel that you spend a decent amount of time by yourself. You enjoy your own company. We've got the Hermit card. So the light attributes is seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes is withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. Now, again, it's a balance between the two, and I feel that you are somebody that just enjoys spending time on your own. Like, I feel like you perhaps just have a lot of time pondering and pottering a little bit. You enjoy that kind of way of life. I do feel you do like to interact with others as well. And I do feel, we've got the Guide card coming up here too. You do enjoy being there for others. So I do feel that you do have an element of helping others as well. But you know when it's time to step away from people and have your own time. And then there's time where you actually sort of like, you know, you're quite happy to socialise, but then you like your own space as well. You have got quite, I do feel somebody that is quite very thoughtful. You do think about people and you come from a place from your heart, but sometimes people don't understand that about you. It's almost like you do feel sometimes people misinterpret you or misunderstand you in terms of how you are coming across. And instead of actually expressing how you feel, you're probably more likely to just go into that hermit mode and just take yourself away and then come back out again when you feel ready. Okay, and people just get used to you doing that, being that way. And we've got here, so the guide, it says your light attributes represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Shadow attributes places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insights. So basically, you do guide other people. I feel like maybe, again, that father, perhaps you show up as a father figure to some of the females in your life. You kind of perhaps impart wise words to people or try and help them in some way to get through life, or to, perhaps if people have relationship issues or issues in their family, you're like the person that people go to, or you like to be a guide to people in those sort of situations. You're very thoughtful, very you like to think things through and have like a plan of action or a way forward for people. You like to help people find a way forward, I'm getting from there. We've got scribe. So the light attributes of the scribe is preserving knowledge and information. Shadow attributes is altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Now with this one, I feel I'm getting an image of somebody that likes to read a lot of books or listens to a lot of podcasts. You kind of like to absorb a lot of information about lots of different things going on in the world. I do feel, if you're not already, you would like to be journaling, or you've had thoughts about it, or you do journal already, where you have a thought and you want to write it down, you want to get it out there. It feels to me you are very knowledgeable. You do have a lot of skill in terms of information that you gather, and it's not one-sided either. I feel like you look at two sides of an argument and decide what you feel, and you might even play devil's advocate with people sometimes just to test their sort of thoughts and feelings on things. And that's probably why you like the hermit energy. Perhaps you kind of like to ruffle people's feathers sometimes with information that you have, and someone's trying to bring something that they feel is a fact in, when you've got some other information that also comes across as a fact, and perhaps you like debates, because that's what I'm getting from there. So if that sounds like you, then this is definitely the reading for you. So you found this reading for a reason. It is for you. So let's get into what this reading is actually going to be about then, what it means for you. So I did pick some animal cards just to get a word on here for you, to see just whereabouts is your energy at this time. Why are you watching this video for a reading today? I'm getting an energy of somebody that wants to feel satisfied in their life, and maybe feeling a little bit lonely, or kind of like they want to do more, step out more. We've got the boar and the pumpkin again. This came out this morning. This is confidence. It's about having confidence. So there's something again about, and you probably did watch my video earlier, perhaps, if you're the same person, but there's something around about October time that's important to you, that was something significant, a turning point potentially, or something that has affected your confidence around that sort of time. I'm going to get another one on here. What else can you tell us about this person's energy right now? Trust in the invisible. So you do spend a lot of time by yourself. You like to spend time gathering information. And I feel that you may have been looking into more spiritual aspects of things right now. And you're starting to notice synchronicities and things that you perhaps didn't really understand about before, but now you have a greater understanding because you're looking into them more. And this is an energy of when you trust in the invisible, it's like trusting in something that you didn't really realise was there before. And you're just allowing yourself to surrender to it. It's like, okay, I don't really understand what this is all about, but I am going to allow it to happen. Just trying to think, this is Hanged Man energy that's coming through on there. So that is that surrendering energy, and possibly taking a different perspective to what you would normally take. which might be refreshing for you and a new way of looking at things that you hadn't done before. So that's quite interesting, very interesting energy. So let's see what the runes are telling us for you on here. So for this person that we have found, and the confidence and trusting in the invisible, what runes do we have for you at this time? Answers. So definitely communication. I feel like there's communication going on for you in you communicating things to other people, but also the communication you're getting from spiritual, I only said evidence then, but it's like things are happening in your life, I feel, that you can't explain. And you're starting to understand that maybe you don't need to explain them, you just need to trust in them. And Answers is the rune of Odin, so it's the rune of the gods, and it is almost like a breath of fresh air for you. It's bringing in fresh new energy, fresh new perspective and clarity. And it's almost like you are starting to communicate more clearly your truth. You're communicating more clearly what's actually happening for you. You're feeling more comfortable with being able to do that. Lagos. So yeah, that's interesting. So we've got air and water coming out on this. Now this is about like facing your fears. Maybe communicating something here has been fearful for you, but it's allowing you to gain more clarity by actually bringing it up. And Lagos is an energy of just really allowing that flow by facing your fear and doing it anyway. It's just, you know, allowing your guard down, allowing that flow of energy to come through. There really is an energy of you here. It's like having confidence in just taking a different perspective and surrendering to what is going on for you at the moment, because it does feel like you are feeling very different to how you've ever felt really in many situations in your life. I'm getting that itchy nose again. Yeah. I did hear another reader saying about that being confirmation, that you're onto something when that happens. So perhaps that's true, or maybe I'm going to come into some money. I've heard that one as well. And it's my nose, so I'm the one that's coming into money. So we've got I was as the final rune for you on here. So this is a ending and a new beginning. It's a rebirth, it's an initiation, and you're going through a period right now that is like testing you almost. It's testing your faith, I feel, in God or in your gods, goddesses, whatever you trust in. So what they're asking me to say to you right now is ask for something. Ask for something that you really want to happen in your life. You know, actually physically go out there, talk to the sky or to trees or whatever, or just in your head, just ask, say, you know, divine guidance, I'm trying to connect myself here. I would like to manifest this in my life. Because you are definitely in an energy of communicating clearly with gods. And, you know, with Lagos there, you are in a real manifesting time right now. You have the ability to manifest what you want in your life, but you have to have the ability to ask for it. Now, some of this may mean once you've asked for it by spirit, in divine guidance, you may also need to take action and ask for it in your life as well, in your 3D reality. So basically, there is going to need to be actions taken possibly to enable what it is that you want to manifest. But that's personal to you because you're all going to be wanting to manifest different things. So I can't be very specific on that unless you book in for a personalised reading. But is this energy of kind of like having the backbone to go out there and get what you want. And does contain an energy of an army of spirit that backs you up. Okay, it's like your ancestors are there behind you, like going, yeah, come on, you need to speak up now, you need to step out and say what you want, so that we can help you get in that flow of aligning to it and bringing it forward, bringing it to you, because you do feel like things are changing in your life right now. And I feel for some of you, you don't really understand what's going on because you've been so used to this hermit energy and in your sort of responsibility, of this like father energy. But it's actually helping you to be a better guide, and it's also helping you with this scripture as well that you're creating. You know, you are able to journal these things down, and I think that's going to actually be something that you can share with others as you go through your life as well. So let's see, what is your overall situation right now? So what is your current situation? Ooh, okay, well the tower went that way, and then another card fell out with the tower, which is the Eight of Cups. Ooh, okay, so your current situation here is something that you have realised, a sudden change and a transformation, possibly a challenge that has occurred in your life. And I'm feeling an energy of something that you've walked away from. So something that you've walked away from is bringing a sudden change to your life now. So this, for some of you, I'm getting two different things. Some of you, this might be something that you walked away from previously and now you're having a sudden change over. And for others of you, it might be that you've had a sudden change and you've decided to walk away now. Okay, so there's two different ones on there. So choose what resonates for you. Don't make anything fit. So if neither of those relate to you, then this again possibly isn't for you. This reading isn't for you. But if either of those two ways you can relate to, then that is your current situation of what's really, while you're looking at tarot readings at the moment, is because you want to know what comes next since you've walked away from something, since this sudden change, or this sudden change over something that you previously walked away from that is now sort of like you've had a realisation over, potentially, something like that. Can you see those? If I put those down on there. So that's where your current energy is. So let's see, what is the challenge on this? And we'll get more information now as to what this is actually telling us. So what is your current challenge? Okay. The current challenge here is the Six of Swords. So this is a transition. And I feel like for some of you, yes, you did previously walk away from something, but you've had a realisation and you've gone through a healing process and you've actually decided to make some changes. And this has kind of thrown you into wanting to kind of travel to something, possibly going back in a way for some of you. In another way, it's kind of like being exactly what you needed to this change, this shake-up. It's been exactly what you needed, walking away from that thing to enable you to make this transition to calmer waters, to something that's better for you. And those people who I'm talking to there that have, you know, you had a sudden change and you've walked away from something, this is about you traveling now. I do see many of you going, traveling, taking some time for yourself. You know, you're in that hermit energy anyway. You kind of like, you do enjoy having time by yourself. But I do see you taking some time out for you. But the other way round, if this is the people that you had previously walked away from something, but something's suddenly changed on there, I do see you kind of like moving back towards it, but in a different way, in a fresh energy with this transition. You know, you've been and worked on a lot of recovery. You've been recovering possibly from heartbreak, it feels like, and now it's time to make that move back towards something. Okay, so what do you need to focus on in this energy? What do you need to focus on at this time? Okay, so we actually got 3 cards that fell out for that. So what you need to focus on at this moment is, like we said before about talking to the gods, you need to focus on your higher self. You need to focus on that connection to spirit, because that's a real guiding light for you at the moment, and it is helping you to tap into your intuition. It's helping you to understand what you are working towards, what you're moving towards. There is something on here about a difference in, and this might be from a previous connection, maybe, a difference in religion, perhaps, or culture, or a difference in belief systems. And that may have been what caused, so for the ones that, I hope this doesn't get confusing, the ones that previously walked away from something and now have had a sudden change, it may have been because of a difference in belief systems, but you've maybe come round to an idea now because you've connected more with your spiritual side. You've gained a deeper understanding on things and actually seen a new way forwards, I feel. And you are very, you've been sort of stuck in your head a little bit on this. It's interesting, we've got the Six of Swords there and the Five of Swords. So what they're saying on here, I feel, is to stop focusing on anything that you may have done in the past that felt dishonourable, or you've got some headaches going on in here that are about sort of like mulling over things that perhaps you did. Spirit's asking you to let go of that now, because if you keep holding on to it, you want to head towards this Ten of Cups. This is what you're looking for, which is a fulfillment. This is like the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for, which is just peace and happiness and contentment. It's a real beautiful energy on there. Music is soothing to your soul. I do feel that music is a big thing in your life. It plays a very big part in your life. I do feel for some of you as well, you are starting to explore more meditation and perhaps sound healing as well. So yeah, it's kind of like if we put the Five of Swords in the centre, there's this sort of, this is what to focus on now, okay? So we're focusing on raising your vibrations, channeling into your higher self and receiving guidance from that there. Keeping in your mind about the way forward that you want. And it does feel to me like it's very family orientated. It's like a real harmonious energy around family and home and relationships. But you've got to get out of your head and stop battering yourself for the past and for things that you feel are sort of like, maybe have caused, almost like you feel like you've sabotaged something here. That's what it feels like. It's like you feel like you've sabotaged something, but there's still that desire there. And I feel like working with Spirit is helping you to actually move in that right direction, especially with that Six of Swords on there as well. Okay, so let's see, what do you need to leave behind about this? Well, we've already seen that there, haven't we? But what do we need to leave behind here? Keep hearing the word regret. So what do you need to leave? Got those two on there. Let's put those back on there. What do you need to leave behind? Okay. Yeah, so it's like the pain of the past. There's still that sense of like feeling like I'm in recovery. I'm repairing my heart. I don't want to be hurt again. That kind of energy. But this is kind of like, it feels to me like you are preparing to leave your hermit nest. Like you're preparing to sort of step out of maybe a comfort zone into something that feels, something that you are contemplating basically. And what they're asking you to leave behind now is leave, you don't need to rest anymore. You don't need to recover anymore. You don't need to stay in this contemplation mode anymore. You've been in that mode for a long time, that introspection, that hermit mode. It's time now to leave that behind and step out. So, what are your strengths in stepping out? What have you got going for you in this? What is your strength here? What is your strength? Okay, your strength is this transition that you're going through, this transformation. They've got the Four of Cups coming out on there as well, which again, this is kind of like somebody that's feeling a little bit regretful for the past. Maybe your strength here is that you can see, you're starting to see things from somebody else's perspective. Like somebody's held up a mirror and you've had a realisation of sort of like, actually, I don't like this being done to me. So therefore I'm not going to do that to anybody else. It's that kind of energy. It's like realising things that maybe you've spent a lot of time going within and thinking about things. But there's an energy of sort of like, you know, just realising that all is not lost. So your strength here is recognising what you've got going for you, what you have there. And that's actually brought about this transformation. It's all part of this initiation that you're going through right now. You needed that to bring this strength towards you so that you have a recognition, a realization of what you can do for others, you know, what you can do to help others, to be that guide. It's all part of the master plan, if you like. For an Oasis song coming on now. But it's sort of like allowing yourself to really see other people and treating them the way you want to be treated. That's what I feel like you've gained from this. That's what your strength is in this way. Okay. So, from strengths, what is your advice here? Well, no, actually, what is your what's the future of this? What is the future holding in your current situation? What does the future hold for this person watching? What does the future hold? I just can't get these readings to be less than half an hour, can I? Coming up to half an hour again. I hope you guys made yourself a nice cuppa before you came out. Come on, what is the future of this for our person? Oh, the Lovers keeps trying to pop out. What is the future here? Okay, well that's too many, so I'm going to put them back. I'm going to try one more time, and if I can't get one this time, then I'm going to just have to manually pick it out. Now that Page of Swords keeps popping out. Not swords, Page of Wands, which is kind of like an inspired thought, inspired action. No, I don't think that's right. Okay, I'm going to pick one out of the pack because it's going to take too long. So we've got, what is the future of this? Okay, we have the Sun. So the future is something that you want to manifest. Basically, you know, you are in control of what happens here. If you've made a decision to go back towards something that you have walked away from, you manifested that. You brought that into your life. You're wishing for it. If this is you having this realization or sudden change of like, I need to walk away from this, again, you manifested that. The future is bright. I'm not going to say it. The future feels to me like something that you have dreamed up yourself, that you've had a realization of like, this is what I want. This is inspiring me. That's why I kept seeing that Page of Wands in there. Is like, your future is very inspired. It's very joyful. It's very bright. I do see an element of travel within it as well. I do see you actually actively going different places. Again, that scribe, you're picking up things about yourself, the people that you're going to meet, and the things that you're going to be doing. And it's very enriching. I do see a very bright future for you coming up based on your decisions, based on what you have decided to do. You know, this is what you've dreamed of. It's just perhaps you had a little bit of doubt or fear around it previously. So what is your advice here? Let's see what your advice is. Let's try that again. Right, what is your advice? Sometimes I put them back. If you're wondering about that, I put them back if I'm told, if it doesn't feel right, okay? So if one flips out or something and I'm like, yeah, that's definitely feeling like the energy of that, then that's what I will go with. But if it's not, then it just doesn't feel like it's right. So what's your advice then on here? Okay, so we've got your advice is the Seven of Swords and the Devil. So there is something that you are, the advice here is about you kind of like feeling a little bit obsessive about your way forward now. There's a lot of haste, a lot of feeling of like rushing towards something and making a decision. So your advice here is to make a decision based around what you feel is your desire. Okay, so it's almost like the devil kind of relates to, you know, I don't want to say what you're addicted to, but it's almost like something that you deeply desire, that you kind of like feel is a temptation. And this temptation you are very attracted to right now and feeling like you want to move very fast towards. And this is coming out as advice. So I'd say the advice here is to sort of like maybe recognize the temptation and the haste and try and just reel it in a little bit, like slow it down a little bit maybe. Because the Seven of Swords is kind of like, in the past I feel like you have been tempted and then rushed in, and then that's why these tower moments happen where it's like, I've got to walk away now. And this particular one does have a bit of an energy to it of somebody needing to get away, move away. It's kind of like somebody leaving before the other person can, or, you know, sort of like feeling like I need to have the upper hand here, so I'm going to leave before anybody else can hurt me, basically. It's like protecting yourself almost. So there is that temptation in there of repeating patterns of, you know, repeating past stories and, you know, going through that kind of energy, whereas this is kind of telling you to sort of recognize that. So the advice here is recognize when you do that so that you can slow it down, so that you can stay in that Six of Swords kind of like calm energy. Slow things down, don't be too hasty, don't run at this. Okay, so that's in your advice. What's in your environment right now? What about your environment? What is your environment telling us about? What is in your environment at this time? Come on, show us what we've got. I'm going to put those away. And I'm going to cut the pack. Okay, so in your environment is another fast action. The Eight of Wands. Your environment, it feels like you are in a lucky place right now. You're in a place that feels very fortunate, very good, very, like a lot of good news coming in. So in your environment right now is communication on a level of good news. So you are about to, whatever it is that you are working towards, that you're heading towards, there is good news involved in it. It is going to have a victorious outcome. And like we said before, this is quite a fast acting, but it also brings about a conclusion. So you want to rush at this. That's the advice. Remember, you want to rush at this, maybe to gain that conclusion because you just want to know. However, it's kind of like, you know, all in good time. This is actually entering your environment now, so it's not far away. It's not far away at all. Okay, there is time for this to come in, and it's coming pretty quick by the look of it. So what is your hopes and fears around this? Let's have a look. What are your hopes and fears telling us at this time? Hopes and fears. We've got two. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands. So again, more wand energy on here. So the Ace of Wands is kind of talking about, it's like new opportunities. again, it's more, and we've got that sun card there as well. This is like, again, manifesting things. You are like a master manifester right now, and you can literally think about something and you probably see it. Have you ever done that, where you sort of like, you're thinking about something and then, you know, you're on the motorway and a lorry drives past and it says exactly what you were just thinking about? You know, that kind of, you're in that kind of alignment right now. And this is switching you on to actually really being able to manifest what it is that you want. And the Three of Wands is like bringing that into fruition, is you actually sort of like, it's like the energy of like your ship's come in. Okay, it's like you're not needing to wait anymore for this. You are taking the lead in the way forward that you want to go in. You're prepared for this now, and you have manifested it. You've got an idea, and I feel like that's what's happened around this. You know, the current situation is like there's been a sudden change in your thought patterns. You've been inspired by something. It's awoken something that you are now manifesting and bringing in, and you're ready to move towards it. You're ready to go for it. So hopes and fears, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't look like there's a lot of fear there. It's more hope. And it's almost like gone beyond hope, is almost like not expectation, but like a sure thing. Like you aren't fearing. I don't feel any fear around this at all. There's no fear whatsoever. It's just more about you not being too hasty. Okay. So let's see, what is your final outcome on this? What is your final outcome here? What do we have? Okay, final outcome is about justice and the Eight of Pentacles. So I do feel like we said before at the beginning, if this is something that you previously walked away from and you've had a sudden change about, that means that you want to work on this. You want to work on something, and you want to bring truth and justice to it. You want to bring balance to this as well. So the outcome is coming out as trust and truth and balance, and working on that. You know, it's like definitely working on that. There is an element of, especially with that communication rune as well on there, is like wanting to get more details. And you are a very detailed orientated person, you know, but you are using this situation, I feel, to perhaps guide another person, but also to have that information as well. It's like you want to gain more information around this, and have that element of truth and trust and balance is what I'm getting. Okay, so if that resonated with you and you would like to look deeper into this as your personal situation, because like I say, there was two different collectives there. The one that's just walked away from something previously and had a sudden changeover to go back to, and then the other one that was about a sudden change that's meant you walking away from something now. So choose which one you feel you are, and then do get in touch for a personalised reading if you would like to. If this did resonate with you, there is also an option in my description box to send me a donation towards the channel. There is no obligation whatsoever, and any little amount is greatly received but not expected. So I just thought I'd put that in there just in case. And I will see you all again for the next video. So if you also would like to like and subscribe, make sure you do. And any comments, even just drop an emoji just so that you can let me know that you resonated with it. You don't have to put anything personal in there at all. But my email address is in the description box. So if you did want to email me about anything or query anything before you booked in for reading, then please do get in touch. Other than that, have a blessed day.